Duke. I've been Albuquerque's Duke for years, and I got to represent the Duke in its history. And without the Dukes, we won't be here today. When I went to prison, Chris said when I got out, he'll have a gym for me ready. And if it wasn't for Chris, I would still not have a gym. I give him a lot of thanks and praise for that. Without this gym, I'd probably be back in.
Yeah, why's that?
Crazy life that I had, being honest, being real. A lot of people have different ways of opening up the doors. I just said this is God's house. But all we ask is to help out once a month with the lights, with the electricity. Just give a little, and if you can't afford it, that's okay. Mentally, physically, I feel good. Spiritually, I'm great. But the thing is, this is my last one. I've said that for the last 15 years, but my body can't take it no more. I know when it's time, when I first started boxing, I used to stutter. Now I can talk, so it's time to get out. No matter how much times you fall, you can still pick yourself up and be successful. I'm a walking proof of it. I'm clean and sober, thank God today. I'm still married after 18 years. I got 3 beautiful kids. They all need help, but they're beautiful kids. The truth is I love boxing. There's a lot of things I know to do, but boxing was easy as a talent for me. But I had that willpower. I refused to lose. Put everything where I was at today. I've had bumps, I had roads, I had curves. But now I'm at the end, and it's just good things come with a matter of patience, and it's happened for me. Hi, I'm Johnny Tapia from the MGM, and I'm talking to my fans for the Shane Mosley and the Manny Pacquiao fight. I'd like to say I thank everybody in New Mexico and also all over the world for just saying prayers for me, for all the ups and downs I had. I was born and raised in Albuquerque, and I live in as a Duke. And one thing I like to say for all the kids out there, if you never try drugs, don't ever do it. Don't ever try it. Just keep faith in your mom and your dad, and they'll lead you in the right way. And keep faith in God. Thank you. And I'm the Duke, baby.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Truth505 live show. Right from the top, I want to dedicate this, show to my grandma and grandpa who are currently in the hospital. My prayers are definitely with them tonight. This show is also dedicated to Nadine, who recently passed, who's my cousin's wife. Rest in peace. This show is also dedicated to Johnny Tapia, 5-time world champion, Albuquerque representative. Rest in peace. This show is definitely, a real show. Johnny Tapia was definitely, he's a badass boxer. He represented for New Mexico, and I'm definitely happy to be here today. We did get, the respects and the go-ahead from the Tapia family to do this show tonight. And I also want to go ahead and say that we have some very, people that knew Johnny Tapia personally, some boxing promoters out here in New Mexico. Also, we have a ring announcer here. Let me go to introduce them. Let's go to show them on the screen over here real quick. I want to go to introduce right on the far left right there, Vincent Littleman. What's up, Vince? Mirabal. Also, Dennis D.C. Chavez. What's up, Dennis?
Thank you for having me here tonight. It's an honor to be here.
And Steve Mirabal. What's up, Steve?
How's it going?
Good. And also Richard Mirabal. What's up?
Hello, everyone. I'm Rich Mirabal. Thank you for having me on the show.
Also, like I mentioned, the show is dedicated to Johnny Tapia, who recently passed. Right now there's a lot of speculations how he passed. It doesn't matter, which way he went, because he's definitely in our hearts. The media is going to portray Johnny Tapia a certain way. The other day, I personally think that they should have showed more news coverage of Johnny Tapia. I know there's a lot going on out here in Albuquerque, but tonight we're going to, show, some video clips, some highlights of the 5-time world champion representing for Burke, Johnny Tapia, world-class boxer, world-class, stand-up gentleman. He got out here, he did his thing out here in New Mexico, and there ain't nobody and no vadios out here that never heard of Johnny Tapia, because, Johnny Tapia is a warrior of the streets. We're going to chop it up, with some people that knew Johnny Tapia, play some highlights. We're also going to take your shout-outs here. We'll put the phone number here on the screen, Truth505 Live. And we're going to get a video going on here in a second, but before we do that, I do also want to say this possibly could be the last episode of Truth505 Live. Maybe, maybe not. We're not quite sure yet. Quote unquote has about 3 more weeks in this building before this whole station gets taken over by another station. And also my partner over here, Zach, who's been definitely a help out here at Channel 27 and the Truth505 Live show. It's his last day here. He's going on his ventures. And me, myself, I'm going on a new venture in life. I might be traveling, might be getting another job, might be continuing my education. I don't know. But right now, we're definitely paying homage to Johnny Tapia tonight. I want to let that be known that this might be my last show. Let's roll a clip right here. Johnny Tapia's highlights. Duke City in the house. We're representing for the 505, 575 tonight. And what up, Burke? We in the house. Truth 505 Live. Thought you knew. Let's go ahead and play a clip right here. Johnny Tapia. Mi corazón. What?
Really hit somebody and keep on hitting somebody and not go to jail for it. When I put my heart in the way, I'm unstoppable.
Somebody call the cops for us to stop or take all that they got. Uptown in the Bronx, for squatters, legends all for the blocks. Deep in the borough where the corners are smoldering hot. My team is known for smoking the Glocks to the hole in the Somebody call the cops for us to stop or take all that they got. Uptown in the Bronx, for squatters, legends all for the blocks. Deep in the borough where the corners are smoldering hot. My team is known for smoking the Glocks to the hole in the rocks.
I murder men with the poisonous flow of my pen. Heard them for they dough and they jams with Mac 10. No relaxing, straight up action when it's on. Call a pun in the dawn, come up heavily armed. Niggas better be calm or I'ma set the alarm. And the 100 strong will form in shape of a bomb. My squad is forever born with a war like Lebanon. And we hardcore till we dead and gone, so go ahead and mourn.
Hey yo, Stace, I'm pacing back and forth with thoughts of being trapped up north. But after I come off with a yacht and Porsche, I'm out the door, forgot to fall back. Knock the fourth down, from New York to Georgetown. Knocking off clowns that got the more ground. Sworn out, so toss the knock yours, cause I'm a floss and shine. You lost your mind if you thought your rhymes was coming close to mine. Eyes that drop signs like Einstein. Applying the iron to your spine to find you dying on prime.
Somebody call the cops for us to stop or take all that they got. Uptown in the Bronx, for squatters, legends all for the blocks. Deep in the borough where the corners are smoldering hot. My team is known for smoking the Glocks to the hole in the Somebody call the cops for us to stop or take all that they got. Uptown in the Bronx, for squatters, legends all for the blocks. Deep in the borough where the corners are smoldering hot. My team is known for smoking the Glocks to the hole in the rocks.
Barriers and recipe holders and cake carriers that dominate the devil, try to make the fake marry us. Hilarious how we mute crews. And nigga, this is true news. Those will blow you out of your two shoes. Who shoes in front of them really want it? Yo, I stay Philly bunning, prospect with the 9 milli gunning. I leave you gunning by the way they Glock pop. Take a high shot, push a knob back like a drop.
Scream like coke when the drop in your throat when I'm sold in the clock. A blasphemy feelings you catch from this to emotional slop. Posted on top, labeled the worst of the time. It's worship and violence. Push you back like a curse that does the worst but a silent. Hot slow up before you blow your clutch. Home on 44 with lust to never take your soul like a holy touch. The town on my arms like the rhymes are right. Cause Armageddon's rival's life. Give me hype, I'm gonna bust it. Somebody call the cops for us to stop or take all that they got. Uptown in the Bronx, for squatters, legends all for the blocks. Deep in the borough where the corners are smoldering hot. My team is known for smoking the Glocks to the hole in the Somebody call the cops for us to stop or take all that they got. Uptown in the Bronx, for squatters, legends all for the blocks. Deep in the borough where the corners are smoldering hot. My team is known for smoking the Glocks to the hole in the
My shit bang like a clock. I pull your chain till it pop. Put one in your brain, fucking with the crop. Saying I'm hot, while you playing, I'm blazing the spot. Making you pop, making my way to the top. Breaking the lock, taking a shot at the title. Ready to rock in my rivals that block everything else. It's just a little cursion. If you want your head to burst and play it and be first, you hear the devil's version.
Hear the metal person, there's a terror lurking. It's a certain whoever searching to find God when my clips inserted. Words are blurted when we bust guns. You heard it, left this murdered. I know you were stunned by the verdict. I'm a free man, kill you freelance for only 3 grams. Make an exam for my other workers and cut off each hand. You greedy motherfucker. How
Jealous niggas wanna see me in jail, fiend in the town.
Somebody call the cops for us to stop or take all that they got. Uptown in the Bronx, for squatters, legends, all to the blocks. Deep in the borough where the corners is smoldering hot. My team is known for smoking the Glocks with a hole in the Somebody call the cops for us to stop or take all that they got. Uptown in the Bronx, for squatters, legends, all to the blocks. Deep in the borough where the corners is smoldering hot. My team is known for smoking the
The exciting four-time world champion, el campeón de la gente, introducing Johnny, Mi Vida Loca Top.
Live in the building. What up, New Mexico? How y'all living out there? Welcome everybody to the show. Dennis DC. What's up? Put this phone down. Welcome everybody to the show, right from the top.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, most definitely. What's up, little man? We're gonna catch up with everybody here. You know, from the top, you know, Johnny Tapia, definitely, you know, Duke City Warrior. Now that clip right there, one of the things that stood out to me is, you know, Mike Tyson, you know, just Tapia. What were some of yours, guys' fondest memories of Johnny Tapia? Would you want to go ahead and answer that question, Richard?
Well, to be honest with you, Tapia was one of Albuquerque's finest, you know, as far as boxers go. You know, 5-time world champion. He's accomplished a lot in his life, and I think a person is measured by his accomplishments. And he's a wonderful person, good-hearted person. And you know what? My memory is on our wedding night. We got to hang out with the champ, you know. So that was one of a good memory that I can think of, you know. Me and my wife got married, and he came over and we hung out, you know, and we had a blast, you know, on our wedding night. So, you know, that was the best wedding gift anybody could ask for, you know, to have the champ in your corner.
That's awesome, man. I mean, memories like that last a lifetime. You know, the people that go to your wedding and, you know, that made an effort to, you know, to be there on a special day like that. That's definitely awesome. For the people out there that may not know you, Richard, can you tell them a little bit about yourself, a little bit about the gym, and your background in boxing?
Well, I started in the 80s as a martial artist in Kempo Karate, and I got a black belt in Kempo, and I started kickboxing. And at the same time, me and Johnny Tapia were childhood friends, kind of hung out in the same places. And he went into boxing, and I kind of went into kickboxing at the same time. And in the late 80s, early 90s, you know, of course, Johnny was doing well in the boxing scene, and he blew up at that time. But I've been involved either in boxing, kickboxing, martial arts for over 26, 27 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
I was kickboxing in the amateur ranks, and then I became a trainer, and I've been one ever since 1980, 87. I started as a junior instructor, and then I went on to a black belt instructor, and then moved on to kickboxing, and then eventually boxing when I started teaching my son, Vincent Maribal, when he was 9 years old in 2002.
That's awesome. That's definitely a long time in martial arts. Can you tell the folks out there a little bit about, you know, your gym and, you know, what you're doing right now as a promoter, and also about your son?
Yeah, right now we've got funding from Bernalillo County. I'm going to mention Art De La Cruz has helped us out a lot with getting the gym, and we're at located at Westside Community Center. And it's been really great. I've got about 12 wonderful kids that I've been training, amateurs. Vincent Maribal, of course, he's 8-0 undefeated as a professional. And our program's going really well. And my dream was to start a boxing program at the area where I grew up. And Westside Community Center is located in Arenal and Isleta, right in the heart of the South Valley. And I enjoy working there and teaching the kids, you know, or volunteering my time.
I think that's a beautiful thing, you know, representing for the South Valley and also New Mexico, and getting the youth involved in sports, you know, because there's a tough life out there, you know. A lot of people are, have certain options, and unfortunately, a lot of our youth, they do turn to drugs and alcohol and partying and gangs, and I think sports such as boxing is definitely a good medium to get everything out in the ring, and I think it's definitely a great sport. And Steve over here, what's up, Steve? We're representing for Johnny Tapia tonight. I'm sure everybody in New Mexico knows Johnny Tapia passed, a few nights ago, Sunday night. I remember that. What were some of your thoughts when you heard that your fellow, boxer passed away?
Well, first of all, I just I want to send my condolences to the family and pray for them. And the first thought that ran through my mind is that he was just such a people person, like we were talking about earlier, and I'm going to miss his company. I'm going to miss being around him. It's just one of those things where if you're around him, you just felt the positive energy that Johnny would bring to the room. It was like they call it like a demeanor. You feel that love and that compassion that he had. It was just so wonderful, so big. Bigger than life. I got a call from a friend. His name is Juan, good friend of mine. My wife made a joke. She calls him the human Twitter. You know how they do that Twitter deal thing? Well, he's up with everything. So he called me up and he said he heard what had happened, and I felt sad. Truly, I felt really sad, and I'm going to miss him. He was a good friend of mine.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss, and the family also. Our condolences are with the family. And tonight on Channel 27, we're paying homage to Johnny Tapia. Definitely one of the baddest fighters ever come out of New Mexico, 5-time world champion. What's up, Dennis? Dennis DC Chavez in the house.
Thank you for having me here tonight.
Definitely. What did you think about Johnny Tapia's fight, in particularly the fight against Danny Romero? Do you remember that night?
I remember it very well because I couldn't afford to get down there, but I had all my feelers out there. I knew every punch, everything. Everybody was calling me, telling me what's up, and the rivalry was really unbelievable. And Johnny Tapia and Danny Romero put New Mexico on the map. We have a lot of great athletes, from Bobby Foster, Urlacher. We got all kinds of the youngsters. But Johnny Tapia and Danny Romero, when it came to boxing, man, they brought it home. They showed all of the world. And they met and they threw down. And it's just amazing what they did. It was great. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine attended that and gave me the copy of the newspaper the next morning. And of course, unfortunately, it was a great shot to Danny's forehead, and his face was smashed in. But that was the bravery of Danny Romero. He took that shot. But I have it I have a wall of honor in my house. You've been there. I have that up there. And also, I just want to say, I'll get back to that question. Well, I already answered that question. What I really want to tell you is that I want to let you know that I'm a ring announcer. Been doing it for several years, and it was Team Meet of All, Richard and Steve, that got me involved in ring announcing. And in 1994, I met Johnny for one day, and I had an old '72 pickup, and he trained, and he needed a ride to Berelas. And I gave him a ride. He's living in a small little place. I couldn't believe, here I am driving with the world champion in my truck, a beat-up truck. But like Steve said, electrifying, man. Electrifying personality. He'd walk in a room and he'd turn it on. The kids would light up. The old people would get up and look. And everybody, I know Johnny. That's Johnny. He never turned away an autograph, a hug, a greeting, or a photograph. That's he connected to the common man, and I had a lot of laughs. See, in my ring announcing, I have this tagline: "What time is it? Everybody's supposed to shout fight time." A month ago, I was at Johnny's, and I walked in. He goes, "What time is it?" And I thought he was going to say fight. He goes, "Hammer time." I go, Johnny. That's so Johnny. He just wanted to crack on me because he's from Wells Park. People crack on each other, I just got to say that. After Team Tapia came into the amateurs, he started working on a lot of the amateur shows, which I do, and it was just he never shucked an interview. In the ring, he had fun. We'd come in and we'd do interviews. The kids loved him. Like I said, every age, he was our celebrity, New Mexico's celebrity. The world owned him, but we had him. You know what I'm saying? He was the world champion. I mean, to get 1 world championship is badass. To get 2 is bad. 3, 4, that's bringing it, man. And I gotta tell you something. My former wife called me, because back in the days, her and I were married, and we'd snuggle up on the couch and look at a Johnny Tapia fight. You know what I'm saying, boys? And she called me because it brought back a memory, because she knew that there was only one Johnny Tapia, and the babyface assassin was his name. The hook, the jab, the uppercut were his claim to fame. I'm going to turn it over to Vincent now.
Those are awesome words. Vincent. What's up, Vincent?
How's it going, man?
Doing good, man. Blessed to, doing the show here. I want to welcome all our viewers out there tuning in tonight, paying respect to Johnny Tapia. And we have Vincent Littleman Maribel in the casa right now. Now, Vincent, I remember last April, I had the privilege to go check out and also film your fight at Santa Ana Star Casino. And, I really couldn't even tell that, Johnny Tapia was there because he had his hat on real low. But after looking at the pictures and looking at the video, he was right there in your corner. What can you tell us about that fight? And what were some of the things that Johnny Tapia was telling you, in your ear as you stood up to that guy who was way taller than you, and you showed him up? What was that like, meeting Johnny Tapia? Or obviously you knew Johnny Tapia, but specifically in the ring that night.
It was a privilege having him there in my corner. He was telling me everything to do, like he knew. I mean, he just ran up there and he's like, "All right, calm down, because you're getting too antsy trying to knock him out," and but he's real hyper with his voice, so he's just always getting hyper and hyped up. So, but yeah, I just always remember just running up there and telling me, calm down, come with this, come with that, and then just take it slow. Don't try to knock out his head right away. And I in the beginning of the fight, I came out there strong, trying to drop him, thinking I can. But after a while, with him telling me, kind of figured it out as this guy ain't gonna go down easy, so I'm just gonna stay boxing him like he taught me, and when he was training me the weeks before, and it was a real privilege. I was so happy to have him there.
That was a title fight.
Yeah, he helped me won my first UBO Youth International title that night. I was real nervous because it was a title fight. I didn't know what to expect from the guy I was fighting. I knew he was tall because they told me, but I didn't know he was that tall. It was, first time ever fighting someone taller than me, especially on my weight class. But it was a good experience, and I was glad to share it with Johnny, the whole time.
My honor to train your son. He's 5-time world champion, so, and a good friend, and he didn't hesitate one bit.
Johnny Tapia, definitely had a huge heart, Everybody out there in Albuquerque knows it. One of the things that, comes to my mind is every time he was on HBO, every time he was on Showtime, every time, you've seen a video clip of him or you watch his boxing fight, when he had that time, when he was during his break, he would always say, "What up, Albuquerque, New Mexico?" He loved Albuquerque, Yep. And that's one of the reasons, probably that I have it in me to do a show like this, because I love Albuquerque also, and he had such a good heart where he inspired so many people. He made you want to be a better person. We all go through struggles in life, and Johnny Tapia was definitely always fighting, his situation every single day, as we all do. And I always respected Johnny Tapia because he never forgot where he came from, and you can look in his eyes and you can tell he was a real person, and he was passionate, and he also, definitely put New Mexico on the map. So definitely some thoughts, that are going through my mind.
I just want to give my condolences to the Tapia family. And our prayers are with them. He will always be in our hearts, never be forgotten. He was a living legend, always be in our hearts forever. And I just want to mention Chris, Eva, Teresa, Leroy, all the fighters from Team Tapia, the amateurs coming up, and
Little Michael from the team.
I just want to mention all of them that he shared, his training with, and I think Chris had a big part in his time now as a trainer, and I just want to give him props for that. Okay, and like I said, he'll never be forgotten.
Johnny Tapia will never be forgotten. I say we get a statue of Johnny Tapia right at the Civic Plaza,
Yep.
In front of Wells Park, man.
Right in front of Wells Park.
Yeah.
We need a statue of Johnny Tapia.
Like I said before, it's just amazing the charisma he had. I'm telling you. And look how he affected us. Can you imagine the children? I got to tell you, folks, a lot of the pros, they started the amateurs. They always come to the amateur fights because that's the foundation to the pros. And I'll tell you what, Johnny was there all the time with Team Tapia. If you ever had a chance to see him in the corner, like Vince said, full of energy, he wanted to get in that ring. And he just, it's amazing how God can pick somebody to do that out of a million people. And he picked Johnny to represent, and he brought it every time. He brought it in the ring. He brought it to the people. And he just, a great showman. Man, I saw him at Tingley, and the rafters were ringing. They were going, Johnny, Johnny. And then he went like this. Every time he did his arm, the crowd went crazy. Crazy. I'd never seen it before. And then he brought Oscar De La Hoya to the Isotopes Park. Boom, the pit. Boom, Kiva. Man, I get chills because I was there. I just want to share that with the people out there. You missed a great entertainer, a great fighter, fast, quick. He'll be in your face. You try to pop him, he's gone. He was tremendous tactician, skilled, accurate. Just check him out on the videos. Check out some of the clips that Peter put on. Fantastic. You'll be shocked. For the young ones that never heard about Johnny Tapia, tell them, check it out. Check it out. He throws down.
Add because there was a story that I haven't really told very many people, my boys, my kids. But Richard was my trainer. He started me off when I was a kid. We come from a boxing family, and a kickboxing family. But at one point I went and trained at Jack Candelaria Community Center, and Jakey Valencia Jr. was one of my he was my coach. I sparred Johnny one time. This story, I just wanted to add to what DC was saying. I sparred Johnny one time, and I haven't told very many people, but we were sparring, and Johnny was such a ring technician that he could use the ropes to his advantage to get a move. I guess what I'm going with the story is that one time we were sparring, I was trying to get him against the ropes. He literally kind of squatted down onto like maybe the second or third rope and bounced his bottom off and to get an angle. It's just to jump. He kind of used the rope to get a good angle on me, and that was one of the things that stood in my mind. I said, Johnny is definitely someone that knows the ring. He's a ring boxing guru. And that's just something I wanted to make sure I say something. I really didn't tell very many people that story, but.
And what I wanted to add on that, his career was from 1988 to 2011. So you can just, if you can grasp, how long his career was. That's a long time. And he wouldn't dodge anybody, He would fight anybody. Even this last fight, at his last fight in 2011,